All right, we're live. How we doing, boys? Everyone's at the Bay tonight.
Big Bay night.
Huge Bay night.
Big Bay for Cold Bay.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I like that.
It's one of my tags.
Well, welcome everybody. Merrimack Minute, week 2. Guest host. We didn't have one last week, but guest host this week. Kyle Palevicius, rookie coach in the league. KP, welcome to the pod, man.
Thanks for having me, boys.
And as always, Colby Boulay with me. Colby, how we doing today, bud?
Doing good, buddy. Just, another day. Glad to have Friday coming on us. A couple big wins for the boys this week. So pretty excited about that. Can't wait to recap it.
Yeah, we got a full slate of games this week. We only had one night last week, but sounds like last night at the Tell was quite the atmosphere.
Lit. It was wild. Huge shout out to Cooch for getting that TV out there.
Yeah, looking back, knowing what I know now, I wish I was there instead of at the game.
Instead of the game.
Absolutely.
Man, that was just brutal to watch at the end. And I think it was between Orlando and Dougie, both of them made comments as the ship just completely sank. And I was like, fuck.
Were they like jinxing it, or were they?
Yeah, I think Dougie literally said, watch this. They're going to miss and someone's going to tip it back in. And it was like, what the fuck? It just happened right away.
Dude, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I think there was some commentator or whatever saying like the last 2 minutes was like some of the worst basketball to watch for the Celtics. And it was just like the way they let it slip away. It was brutal.
It might have been the most like heartbreaking loss I've ever seen in person of a sporting event. Like that place was going crazy, maybe louder than I've ever heard it.
Must have been silent by the end.
By the end, walking out of the Garden last night, like going down like the stairwells, just so depressing. And there was just this, there's this one annoying like young kid that was just like, "Come on, everybody, you're not real fans." Like Celtics 7, like trying to like hype everybody up, and everyone's like, "Dude, shut up!" Like,
yeah. Did you see what just happened?
We're all so sad. One of my buddies was like, "Dude, get out of my face. Shut up."
Well, I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, it must have been. So it sounds like there was 20 people watching the TV at the Tell while there was a game going on behind
I
them.
would say there was probably more than that.
There was
30
people watching the Celtics and one person watching the 8:30 game.
Yeah, the 8:30 was a little anticlimactic for the fans until the Celtics game was over.
Yeah, that 8:30 was the Buckley first loss of the year. Sounds like the boys' battle. We'll get into that recap. But awesome. So we got some people viewing here. Before we get into the week 2 recap and get into how we did for our picks and also look towards next week's, Kyle, as I mentioned in your intro, first year coaching in the league, 3 games under your belt now. How do you think it's going so far? And anything that you were expecting or might have been a surprise?
Not expecting to be below 500 at this point, that's for sure. But we'll get to the recap soon. Tough week for the boys. Came out hot, but
I did say, sorry not to cut you off. Oh, it's a good thing I did. I don't know if you remember last week, Colby, I was like, I don't know. I could see Kyle's head getting a little big after one win.
Yeah, look at him go all of a sudden. Yeah.
And now they're under 500.
They're still putting up runs though. I mean, I got to give them credit there. Like both losses, one to me, were like competitive. Like they put up, whatever.
Yeah, we came out hot, and then I don't know. Maybe coach made subs a little too early, got a little greedy, but get everybody some PT.
I mean, you're up 12-1 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I got a lot of guys too who do not mind coming out, so it works out great. Everyone's getting 4 innings in the field. We got Artie back on the bump. He's looking great.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Kyle, besides that though, like what are some takeaways as coaching and like even to begin the season with the draft, like getting your team together? Was there any thought process there? Were you just going best available? And like, what are your thoughts now getting to know all the personalities and, stuff like that?
I would say did some of the mock drafts. They were useless. They did not prep me for anything. That was also my fault. I think in the mock, I only took my actual first round pick one time. So I kind of threw the mock off myself, but thought that was the plan. But no, I
You and
definitely
J-Ro
went.
hang out too much.
Yeah, definitely was going best available for sure. Went for a lot of infielders because everyone at the tryout was a outfielder or first baseman. So definitely went for the left side of the infield early and often. But a lot of work going into the draft. I thought it was going to be, oh yeah, this is the day of the draft. No, it's a lot more behind it than that. It was a great day though at Creema's. Like a lot of good food. That was about it. But no,
You're a fucking ham.
I'm a ham. Always got to talk about the food, you know. I stayed quiet this year. I had to put last year's draft behind me. You know, too much talk about that on the pod last year. Couldn't have that. But no, I thought it went well. I was pretty much taking best available, and I think Jim, you were either picking right before me, right after me, and I think me and you were right there, just flopping back and forth on who we were going to take. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm in the right ballpark on who I should be picking right now because team's all right. So
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times it was like I would take a guy. Like if I didn't take the guy you wanted necessarily, like you'd be like, oh, it was between this guy and another guy.
Yeah, we were just going like
kind of the same
forth with that.
Yeah,
and that same going the other way. I was smack dab in the middle, so it's pretty much just line a guy up. The next thing you know, he's gone. You know, shuffling through the paper. But
yeah, no, you definitely had a much better performance at the draft this year than last year.
Yeah, that was not too hard to beat that. I just had to pretty much show up, and I think I was doing better.
So one thing you mentioned about, it's good that you have some guys that are okay with, coming out of games. You've never coached any teams in softball before, right? Like you've never coached anything?
Never. Not usually a big coach.
Yeah. So like through 3 games, it's a really hard concept and thing to do is like take guys out of games and like sub people in and out. Like it sucks having to go up and tell a guy like, hey man, you're coming out.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like, that's like, because it's an awkward thing to do for the first time. Like, are you getting used to it? Do you feel like, or?
No, I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
No one's made any comments, nothing. Everyone's been super, whatever I say, everyone's like, all right, got to coach. Dougie's a big got to coach guy. Love it. Doug LaRich, best pick ever.
Yeah.
But, no, definitely, especially when you got to take out your own family member. It's a little tough. You got to look him in the eyes and say, hey, kid, you got to sit this one out. Sorry. But other than that, I don't know if I'll ever get used to that because I feel bad. But, we got big rosters. Everyone knows. So far, so good. I mean, I have guys volunteering to sit. They're like, I got a couple swings. I'm good. That's all I wanted tonight. So far, it's working out.
That I think that is one, and I think Colby, you'd probably agree here. That's one definite benefit to having a bunch of tournament guys in the league is there's a lot of guys that are like, hey man, I'm playing plenty of softball. Like I'm cool with sitting innings or coming out of games. Like I played 6 games on Saturday. Like I'm cool with EHing on Monday night.
Good with EHing
like that. I think that is a really that plus the big rosters is why it's been so great so far. And Colby, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on my next take. I think it's because it's early in the year. Like you're gonna see that changes as the season goes on. Like
God, yeah, 100%. And I was gonna say to speak on that, like, yeah, you have tournament guys that might be gassed from Saturday or Sunday or whatever, but at the same time, in my eyes as a coach, like besides the tournament guys like that are leading your team, like you have to realize that when you show up on Monday or Wednesday, you're also playing for potentially 17 other guys. So like, yeah, those tournament guys might be tired and they might be willing to sit, but like as a coach saying like, all right, yeah, go ahead, you're down. You're kind of telling the rest of the guys like, yeah, we're not competing tonight. We're not, don't worry about it kind of thing. I don't want that mentality personally, like on A&D. I want everybody on like, I appreciate the, people saying like, yeah, let me EH or let me sit down. Like, let's get this guy in. But I do want to put my best foot forward still and set the tone of like, we're out here to win the game still. We still showed up tonight. Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? That kind of mentality. So I think it's like a very fine line to try and find those two like the balance between it.
Yeah, no, I agree. We got our first comment here. Gio asking if I'm drinking a Corona. Like I mentioned at the beginning, we're all at the Bay right now. I think we're all drinking Coronas right now, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're all drinking Coronas right now. So yeah. Big on the Coronas tonight on the pod. So I think before we get into the recap of this week, Kyle, any other just anything that stuck out to you so far that might have been like a surprise coming into the season as a coach?
Yeah, I didn't realize how hard it was going to actually be to play and make those moves at the same time. I was like, I can coach, blah, blah. It's just a book. And then, you go in, you're leading off the inning, you getting done pitching, you got to go you got to go do the dreaded, hey, I got to sit you, and then make that call, then go over to the other dugout, tell them, oh, these are the subs, and take off the armor, get the shin guards off, get ready to get the on deck circle. I'm like, but
yeah,
other
you
than
pitching
that,
also is definitely like that's just such
definitely
an added step to what you have to do. It is that's brutal.
And then it's only been 3 games. I've already learned that whatever pre-game, game moves I have planned, 1, 2, 3 innings, they kill it.
Oh yeah. That's such a great point. Like,
so boys, we should not do that again. That
like
definitely hurt.
When like, at least for me, like when I'm going into games, I'm like, all right, if I had a guy that sat to start, last game to start, I'll have him make sure he starts the next game. So I'm always kind of trying to mix that up. But you'll be like, all right, when I make this sub, I'm going to try to do it around the 4th inning. But next thing you know, it's the 3rd inning, and your team hasn't gone through the lineup yet.
Haven't gotten through, that's
shit.
brutal.
Like,
because you don't want to pull a guy with one swing either.
Right, and it's like
that's tough.
My standpoint is if you have, or at least for me, like if we have at least 14, if we have 14 guys there, I'm gonna hit 12 no matter what. Like,
so that's what I was kind of trying to say to Cooch last night, because like some people have different ways of looking at it, which I can appreciate. Like, if you put 10 in the lineup, you're getting through the lineup faster, but then you're also subbing almost half your team.
Exactly.
And that sucks. So I would rather put the 12 out there and have them rotate in the field as they go with EHs and then make subs. So at least they know they're getting playing time like all around. Then just getting through the lineup. Like, one example is Savage. I think he had 2 at bats last night, maybe. But like I played him for the first 4 innings at first base, and I played him the whole last game at first base, and because that's something that he's interested in this year, and he killed it. But he was like thankful for that opportunity, knowing that like it's in the field is what he's trying to get on and play. So it's cool.
I believe I did see Savage do a full split on Monday night, if I remember right, over at first base.
Split scoop.
It was
I did see that.
Impressive, very impressive.
Yeah,
pretty good over there.
He's doing good. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
He's like, I appreciate the opportunity. I'm like, Sav, you're killing it. Don't appreciate me. You're the one taking advantage.
And then one last thing on coaching that, again, just the whole group chats, you have the board chat with the coaches. I'm in that chat, then the team chat. Then, of course, you got your tournament chat. I'm just like every 2 seconds, it's like your phone's going off with something related to softball. And those are all on mute now. We're off for the week, but
I was talking to
just being present,
Chris Pope last night about group chats, whatever, and about Smith specifically. He's like, I think I've commented in the Smith group chat twice. He goes, I have that thing muted, and it's still, I look at it and there's 1,000 comments. He's like, I don't know what's going on in there. I just post the next game time and call it a day.
Yeah, but and Kyle, like you're saying, like usually in those group chats, if it's just if you're having an off day, like you might just not look at it at all. But as the coach, like, a lot of times, like that info is coming from you. Like it's
I gotta say the guys have been great. I think every game poll I've posted, I've got a response from every single player. So I have not chasing guys, texting them, asking if they're making it. Everyone's been very responsive. So as far as that, it's great. But yeah, like you said, it's, I'm busy at work and I'm like, oh shit, I got to send out, game tonight. Who's in, who's out? I'm like,
yeah.
But
yeah, that always happens. That it's that like 4:30 to like 6 p.m. range.
Yeah,
where it's like you have a plan, and then everything start happening where it's like, all right, well now this guy can't come.
Yeah,
or now this guy can come. He wasn't going.
Some
to
people
come.
are
Now
late.
he is coming.
Some people, whatever. Like I changed my lineup like 3 times last night because people weren't going to show up until like game time or a little later.
When I play you, I got to bring a pencil for my book. Dude.
Yeah, like I don't write my lineup in until like I don't write my lineup in until we're taking the field, basically, because
I can't do that. Like mentally, I'm just like cooked. If I have to like rush and then do that and then figure something else out, I'm like, I don't know, it's screwed.
Yeah, I do it at the last minute because there's so many times that things change, and I had to definitely scribble out stuff or grab a new sheet, whatever.
Yeah, I can't do any pregame, pre-draft analytics. Just doesn't work out. You got Cody getting drafted like second overall. Just blew my draft board right up. There's just a lot going on. Can't plan for.
There was a lot going on, and
A lot going on.
We're not at that point yet, but we're getting closer to that point where we're going to start looking at a lot of these draft picks and be like, can you believe how? I mean, those of us that were in the draft, can you believe that this guy went this low? Like stuff like that. So. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's take a look at week 2. So these are games 2 and 3 overall. All right, we can see that. So again, MerrimackDraftLeague.com. So that first game there look tough night on Monday for the home teams. Home teams went 1-4 on Monday night.
Don't speak for everybody.
Yeah. So that first game there at the Legion, Peterson Painting off to a great start again this year. 26-24 win over Phantom Gymnastics. I did see the book on that game, and Mitch's team battled back. They held J-Rose team to no runs in the top of the 7th, so they're down 2 going into the bottom of the 7th. 1-2-3 inning to end the game with a homer in the bank, I believe.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. So next game was Holtz Auto took out NHI. So NHI was the team I was pumping up last week. So maybe I jinxed them a little bit. My bad. And Holtz Dearborn gets his first win in the league.
Yeah, that was a good win. Rusin was there. He pitched great. And I think he had his signature, solid, third baseline hits. You can just tell he makes a difference for any team he's going to be put on.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that game? That's both of those games I wasn't able to see because I was at Twardowski.
No, I mean, I think between having Gio and having Rusin's huge. Gio's pitched games 1 and 3, and when Rusin wasn't able to make it, and it just shows having 2 pitchers is nice in general. But I also think it's all just a learning experience for Dearborn. He got that big win, and it is what it is. He's going to continue to grow that team as it goes. They all hustle, they're all playing hard. So that's what really matters, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So congrats, Dearborn, on your first career win in the MMSSL. Next up, Buckley versus VIP. So this was our game. This was a really good game over at Twardowski. I think we were down 8-1 real quick. We hit into double plays in the first 3 innings. So kind of along with what you were saying, KP, about the 1-2-3 innings, double plays also
brutal
can kill you for that type of stuff.
There.
Yeah. So we also didn't use our home runs very well. I think we had we definitely hit, I think, 3 solos, and we hit 1 for an out. But I think we went into the 6th down 3. We scored 7. So we were +4, and VIP was keeping it close, and we ended up closing it out. So good game for the Buckley boys. Hartson's first game on the mound. He's figuring it out still, but he'll be back.
He's figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the league long enough.
Yeah. No, he's just rusty, man. He hit the shit out of the ball on Monday. He hit the shit out of the ball.
TB, being the psychopath that he is, he goes, "Who the fuck is pitching on the mound with a flannel on right now?" He goes, "Who is this guy?" And it was Hartson.
Was that last night?
Yeah, last night. He goes, "What is he new?" And everyone looked at him and goes, "He's probably been playing this league longer than you've been playing softball as a whole. What are you talking about?"
It's funny you say that, because we were actually talking on Monday night about we've joked about it here, how many years experience Buckley has in the MMSSL. I think we might have
100.
We might have I would say over 150. I would say close to 150.
I think that's more than my team combined. Just Martinoli might have more years played in this league than you and Martinoli combined have more years played than my team, I believe.
So Martinoli's close to 40 years in the league.
That's
all right. He's got it himself.
Yeah, he's close to 40. RJ's been in it for 20. So is Buckley. I think me, Hartson, McGilvery have all been in it for 10 plus. So I mean, that right there, that's over 100. I think.
That's crazy. 40 years. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So it is pretty crazy, but yeah, we've had different lineups. We've had I obviously wasn't able to make the game on Wednesday. So I'll need your guys' help on that recap. But Buckley with the 2-0 start after that win at Tort on Monday. Next game, VFW versus Torromeo. So this was your first L, KP. I'll let you handle the recap.
Hard to swallow. Definitely hard to swallow. VFW was just, we were chasing all game. Never by too much. We were down, I think, at most 5 runs during the game. Just we couldn't get that big hit. Just I don't know how many 2 outs we had. Guys on second and third, first and second. Just that one hit to keep the rally going, and we're missing that aspect of it. Other than that, I mean, we Torromeo boys played great defense. I think Johnny, honestly, a lot of tournament guys on my team. Johnny throws that high arc. I think we struggled with that. We're used to, the flat speed balls on Saturdays and Sundays, and I don't think we could adjust. But we got BP scheduled. We're gonna work on that for sure because we can't have that. But that was the game. Yeah, had played 12 that game, and the back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings definitely changed the game plan. Next thing you know, I'm trying to get guys in. I'm like, oh, it's the top of the 5th already. All right, massive substitutions here.
And then even in that case, like you're starting to think, all right, if I put this guy in at this spot, like, will he get an at bat? Like, will the lineup make it back around to him?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I had to actually sub guys out. I didn't expect to make sure that happened, because it was, where it was in the lineup.
Right.
But yeah, no, we battled. We left 4 home runs in the bag. I had to tell the boys, they don't reciprocate to the next game. You gotta use them or lose them. So
yeah, it's pretty surprising because Monday was cold, man. Monday was very cold.
I gotta say I did hit the 1 home run, if that means anything.
I did see that. But I mean, it's kind of surprising to see that 7:30 it was cold, and 7:30 12-8 game, and then the 8:30 game was a 12-10 game. Pretty low scoring for how cold it was.
I gotta say though, the VFW boys were hitting some absolute rocket balls through the infield. I was a couple of them. I know George had one hit to him, and he literally was like, I did not see it. It was a foot off the ground. I'm not going to hype up whoever hit it because I'm not going to do that. But it was they're hitting some good balls at us, that's for sure. But
have you guys been playing 5-man? Or you guys been playing 4-man?
No, just 4-man for right now. Saving that for later. We got to let Weston, stretch out the body after gaining some LBs down in Florida. But he said he's on a program. He's ready to get in the infield. We'll see how that works. Kind of a little skeptical on that one, but
yeah, I got to see that for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
McAvoy just absolutely cleaned someone out during the game, like crushed him right open ice. And that was sick.
Any score yet?
0-0. But like they were coming in 2-on-1, and then McAvoy like skated up and crossed ice and just leveled this guy from the Canes. That was sick.
Gotta win tonight. Gotta win. Hopefully all the bad energy is out of that building from last night.
Oh shit.
There
was great energy Tuesday night at the Garden with John Mayer, though. I can tell you that.
Oh,
great,
man.
Great show.
That's what I should have gone to instead of
yeah.
the Celtics. Yeah. 100%. All right. So last game of the night on Monday was A&D gets their first win for the year. 12-10 win over the shorthanded Monahan boys. I know no TA or Hudon. I think that was Dobbs's coaching debut.
Yeah, it was.
For the summer league. So
Cole, one of the coaches have lucked out only having 10, which is nice. Like,
yeah,
the people that had to fill in did not have to think about it. Like, just set the lineup and go. That is like nice. They did compete. Like, it wasn't like they weren't like chipping away the whole time. We were actually down a majority of the game. I think it was like 5-0 maybe, and then we put up a couple. No, it was like 5-2 leaving the first, and then we had 0, and they put up like 1 or 2, and then they just kept going. And then in our 5th inning, we put up 10, and we just held them, and that was it. They ended up getting to 10, and they at the top of the 7th, I thought for sure they were going to come back and get it from us, but we were able to hold it off, and it was good. It was a solid like momentum builder for A&D. Like we came out flat game 1. We started off flat there, and then we put up the 10-run inning. And like the last thing, like the thing that I said in the group chat to the team was like, this is the potential that we have to do. at all times, but we need to come out like, with a little bit more firepower and energy and whatever. And it was nice to see that and hold off and get that win.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says you got to win the ugly ones, and it sounds like that one was kind of an ugly win.
Oh, it was ugly, wicked ugly. But like even like Billy pitched well. I mean, first time pitching, and I mean, I don't know how long, but he pitched well, and it was definitely like a good game, but it was ugly for sure.
Yeah, that game, Dustin hit a 2-runner in the first inning.
Yeah,
and then no homers the rest of the game for either team.
Not only that, but those were our only runs until the 5th.
Yeah,
and then we scored twice in 7 innings.
It's shocking to me that it was probably might be the coldest night that we'll be playing in Merrimack of the year.
I was going to say, but at the same time, those days when it's like warm out before and then it cools off, I don't know if it's like the air or what it is. Like, I feel like that always happens where the ball is just not carrying. Like, I don't know if it's because like the bucket got smashed a few times. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely cold and balls were definitely flying. I mean, if you look at the other games, at 6:30 it was still cold, and 5 out of those 6 teams scored 22 or more.
Yeah.
And a lot of them hit all their home runs. It's just weird how that happens. Softball is a weird game like that.
People tightened up. Look at Torromeo and our game, friggin' barely any runs.
Yeah. So
cool.
That was Monday night. Moving on to last night. I obviously, as we mentioned, I was not there, so I'll rely on you guys for the recaps here. NHI gets back in the win column in our pick of the week matchup there, Colby.
I know, that pissed me off. I told TA that he owes me money or something.
With a nice 1 run. I snuck out some close games here last night and then some absolute blowouts at the end. But yeah, NHI gets the 1-run win over Monahan. Anything notable in that game?
That one's hard for me to comment on because I was over at Tward.
Oh, right.
So yeah, I don't really know.
Not there either.
But I think, I mean, from the recap that I got from TA was just that, like, Tommy's somehow threw his back out at 28 years old going to the driving range, which is the most bizarre thing in the world.
Must have been with Teddy.
So he wasn't pitching. So Billy was pitching again, which I guess was fine. But I guess also like people just couldn't hit, and it is what it is. I don't really know much more about that, but I guess it was ugly, and the game just went the way it went.
Yeah. Yep. So NHI, they squeaked that one out. Another kind of squeaker here for VFW. They get the 19-17 win over VIP. Cooch still looking for that first W.
Also, crazy statistic that I learned last night. There was 7 straight walks to start the game.
I did hear that stat.
20 straight balls were pitched in the first inning.
That's rare.
So that is rare, and to pull off the win. I think that's a rare turnout.
Yeah, but hey, they overcame it. They won. Yeah, from what I heard from Cooch, just a tough L for the boys. They're just trying to find that first one. And VFW, they're a good team. They win the close ones like this. So
for sure. I mean, VFW has the firepower to kind of like light it up at any given time.
Oh, definitely. So, all right, and then here's the matchup. Perfect timing for you to be on the pod here, KP. KP versus Colby last night. A&D versus Torromeo. Another close one.
Young Grasshopper. Do you want to take it away?
22-18 W. So tell me about this game, boys.
Torromeo came out hot,
blazing.
I mean, we were ripping through. I think we had 2 home runs in the first inning. Went right through the lineup. I think you guys, you put up 2 in the bottom of the first, 2 or 3. We're up like 7 going into the second. We ripped through the lineup again. I'm like, all right, perfect.
The boys are rolling.
Boys are rolling. And then I think we scored like 4 runs the rest of the game. Boys got real cold. Missed a couple plays in the field that definitely hurt us in the long run for sure. I had to go play the outfield, which that's never a good sign. But coach got to do coach things, I guess. But Artie's back in his pitching form. Now I can go hide away out of the outfield or just EH. I got it easy this year. But
that is the nice thing about being the coach. One of the nice things
coaching is
you can. I've seen Colby set himself already this year. He's
twice.
He's come in off the bench in one game. Yeah.
No, we were had a couple couple late scratches that changed some things around again. Started doing the lineup too early, but had to maneuver some things around. And everyone got to play, though. I think a lot of guys, subbed them in maybe a little early, but, they got extra swings. And, it was game 3. Not worried about it. Colby just pulled a veteran move on me.
Yeah, I think from on my end of things, Tormeo literally they put up 8 runs, like I said, and it wasn't like they came out, they hit a 3-run, I think, off you, and then Wes and the Cuck, hit a solo or whatever.
Yeah,
but then put it on us again and whatever, and it was like a tough pill to swallow. We're like, what the fuck? And we came out flat. I think maybe 1 run or something that we got back. I don't even remember. And we were down consistently for the rest of the game, but we continued to kind of chip. And then we had that blow up inning and we put up 10 in the 6th inning to take them by 8. So again, to build off of the Monahan game, seeing that firepower and seeing the guys at the bottom of the lineup that just want to compete and continue to put good swings on the ball, whether they're down or not, was huge for us. And it gave us the whole entire win. I think we went we scored 6 runs with 2 outs.
Yeah.
6 or 7 runs with 2 outs. It was incredible. Got us back to the top of the lineup. We were in a good spot. If we had to go back to the 7th, bottom of the 7th, it was honestly, it was impressive to see a lot of these guys play and just want to be in that position and whatever. It was a good time.
Yeah. The 2-out off the fence grand slam that went 268 feet.
Yeah, Deej.
That one hurt.
261-foot hit.
That one hurt.
It hit the top of the fence and go out.
Oh yeah.
It hit the top of the fence at Toward and bounced out. It was awesome.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah. I think the kid shooting the BB gun might have hit it. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
It was obnoxious yesterday.
Did it hit the little part in left center where it kind of dips down?
No, it was dead center. Dead center.
No, if it was on the dip, I'll tell you right now, protesting that, but no, it wasn't.
Yeah. I don't think you would have liked the result of that protest, but you're right. You're right.
But no, yeah, like Colby said, they just we came out hot, and then I would say after the 2nd inning, we probably scored 4 runs. And then they were just, it was 3 runs, 4 runs, then that 10 spot. And you're like, oh, all right, boys. But we actually used our home runs, which is nice to see. I was happy with that, except for the Cuck hit 2 solos. That can't happen. That's for sure.
He told me he's going to lead the league in solos this year.
Well, he's starting off hot.
Joke's on him. He's down to 1 AB a game for right now. So,
he can still lead the league in solos with that, probably.
I'm not putting him in until we're out. So
awesome. All right. So 7:30 game last night. Peterson painting 30, Holtz 10. This might have been the biggest statement game of the week. Because I know Peterson they were missing J-Ro and Kevin Hill, right? So I think it was Greg Kelly that stepped in and coached.
Yeah, so they were missing Hill. That was it. Not a big deal.
Oh boy, you're gonna get chirped for that. For sure. But yeah, what a W. Did you guys have I don't know, this is probably right around maybe halftime of the Celts, so I don't know how much of this you guys watched.
It was kind of back and forth from my viewing point, but I know the 1st inning, I think Peterson came out and had a really hot inning, and it wasn't just because of the way they were hitting the ball. I think Holtz was making mistakes, as from my understanding, as the frustration was building on the field. And I think that's a tough way to start a game in general, when you feel like you're kind of digging your own grave. So that's a tough one to get out of. And I think Peterson kind of just went with the momentum of it and continued on from just a viewing point, as like you said, watching the Celtics and looking back and so on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm useless on this one. I had a little bit of change on the Celtics last night, so I was a little glued to that TV. But yeah, Peterson definitely scored some runs last night. That's for sure.
Yeah, big.
I think I said this in the last pod too, though. Peterson has young guys that aren't even trying to do too much, but they're grinding for every at bat or grinding for every play and stuff like that. And I think in league ball, that's huge. You know what I mean?
Clearly, J-Ro can get the boys together. He can clearly get a team together of chemistry and get
even from Finland,
get guys to buy in. So, oh yeah, he's in Finland right now, right? Or did he go out yet?
I think he's there. Yeah,
He's there.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he's in Finland. I got a nice pick last night.
he's
Nice.
drinking the long drink.
Nice. So awesome. Last game, Phantom Gymnastics get their first win of the year, 29 to 14 over Buckley. I think this one did not make it the distance. I believe this was a 5 or 6 inning game.
No, it went to 7. It went to
Seven?
7, or no, 6 maybe.
Yeah.
You guys needed 1, I think, to stay to get into the 7th, and you like just fell up short.
Yep. So from when I looked in the book when I was doing the stats, I think the Buckley boys were only down like 2 or so in the 3rd inning. I want to say it was like 13 to 11 or something like that. And then it looks like Phantom just went on an absolute tear. Sounds like the one thing I got from last night sounds like there was a weird play with Matty Hebert where he got like hit in the head.
Oh, it was
with a ball.
wild. Yeah, he got a double. He hit one off the fence. He's running in a second, and your right fielder just hummed it in, and it was like a high arcing toss. And you just look at Mitch like attempt to catch the ball, and he was behind Matty's head, and it just went. And everyone's like, "Did that just hit him in the face? Like, what just happened, dude?" It was loud. It was really fucking loud, and Matty just standing there like, "What the hell was that?" And he was fine,
he just like shook it off, right?
he
Like
just
he
like
just
went
was
like
fine.
this and like dusted himself off. Yeah. It was fucking loud.
Yeah, I remember people telling me it was like super loud.
Oh yeah, he didn't even rub it either. I didn't even know it hit him. He's just absolute champion out there. Gotta give him credit for that one.
Buckley guy.
Okay, let's
Buckley
chill.
guy.
You would have been fucking crying.
No, I wouldn't have.
On the bench, you would have been crying.
No, I wouldn't have been crying. I would have been.
You
on
would have rubbed it though. You definitely would have rubbed it.
Next to bat with a mask on.
Nah, I probably would have tackled Mitch probably for not catching it. I'm like Mitch, come on, figure it out, guy.
Mitch said that Matty's hat blocked him from catching the ball.
I'm just picturing me just battling Mitch on the field right now, just like scrapping with Mitch.
What are you doing? Yeah, it was honestly, I thought it hit him like up here, like on the top of the head. And a couple people were like, I think it was Benny, was like, how did that not just knock him out? Like it clearly hit him like in the temple or something. But
Yeah.
From my understanding, when he said it hit him like right through here.
Damn, that shit's scary. I mean, it's not nearly as sounds like it wasn't nearly as bad as the Guthrie thing from last year. That was a hit. That was a hit ball. That was a ball that was like that. I think it was Ramon.
And it wasn't like close range. Like he kind of just like moonshotted it in to just get it to the infield as soon as possible. And it just the perfect timing just hit him right in the face.
And we only had 10 guys, so he had to come out. That's tough. Like
those Lowell boys are tough.
Yeah.
Or dumb, one or the other. Just kidding.
Definite Buckley guy. So
that's why you go for the long singles right there. I'll never get hit in the head. Just trot to first. None of that happens.
Because you're a fat bitch.
Listen here,
he just runs through first every time, just looking for a runner. That's the other thing as the coach. I mean, you would be selfish to give yourself the runner because you got some big boys in your squad. But
we got some LBs on our team, that's for sure.
You got some.
We're all in a program though. I hit up Hollywood. We're all getting on. He's got a program written up for us. Like I said, okay. Dave will be out there. Don't you worry. We're playing 5-man. He's going to center field. It's his punishment.
I like that. I'd love
that'll go well for you guys.
Yeah, that will go great.
I would love to see that. So, all right. Before we take a look at how our picks went, any final thoughts on week 2?
This one was a tough one. I mean, it's like for me, like the focus like took a lot of went a lot to the Celtics, like being on and like not full focus on actually watching games and stuff like that. So it's tough to say. I can really only speak on our second game. I would probably say is that like, Tormeo was missing, George and Pat, and like the firepower that they had out of the first inning and stuff like that just was impressive. And then for like my team, not having Laporte this week, still waiting on HUD to come back. I think for both of our teams in that game, it's exciting to see the numbers we would have put up if we were batting 10 and had those two in our lineup for both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say from what I saw, teams were definitely missing guys, but even with that, I mean, most of the games are still competitive. I'd say the thing with Merrimack that I've noticed from a couple other leagues I've stopped by, the pitching is just totally different in Merrimack. You're going to get guys that pitch in tournaments, and I just think that's the big difference with this league when it comes to keeping games competitive. And not really. I mean, the 7 walks to start a game. That's a little unheard of, but
yeah. And not only that though, but like you also have people in this league such as Martinoli and Artie and whoever that are still in this league and still competitive because of how they pitch. Like they're professionals at it. So like it's kind of cool that like that lives on no matter what.
I was saying this to one of the guys on my team who's like just kind of not just getting to softball, but he's like getting into tournament softball a little bit. And we were facing Tommy Hudon on opening night. And he's like, man, this guy's good. And I was like, this guy's going to be the best pitcher you're going to see all year. Like,
yeah.
And any of the tournaments that you play in, Tommy's going to be better than any of those pitchers. So this is like great practice for you to prepare you for that type of stuff. So
yeah,
I don't care if people think that's a hot take. I think Tommy's our best pitcher. Maybe we can do pitching power rankings later, but
I mean,
I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
KP falls in like the 12th round of pitching player.
Right. That's why I got already the one-man party. I don't need to pitch.
Yeah. But for me, you know, you kind of just talked about it a little bit, Kyle, but a lot of concern going into the season about the big rosters, but there's definitely been some games with teams have only had 10. We haven't been close to any forfeits, which is great.
Must be nice.
But I've heard a lot more of we have 10 than I've heard we have 17. So I haven't really heard anybody yet that's had big issues with having too many guys or not enough guys. So the roster sizes seem to be fine for me so far.
Also, one of the best things about this season is that, like, with that being said, like that influx of players last year that were all so talented stuck around. And I kind of feel like it filtered out a little bit on people that maybe weren't playing as much and stuff like that. And now this year, our rosters, like, I would honestly say like 1 through 12 are solid. So like, even if you were to say like, oh, I need to get this guy in or this guy in or whatever, it's really not as difficult to do because the rest of the lineup is really going to pick up whoever you may need to, like, you know, have someone that doesn't play or whatever in your, like, to sub in.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great playoff time when most teams are just going down to 10. Like it's just their best 10.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times in your best 10, you might have somebody who's in there defensively, who's not like one of your 10 best hitters, but he's got to be in the lineup because of defensive reason. But now you have great pinch hit options coming off the bench.
Yes.
Like there's going to be a lot of, it's tough to get everybody to buy in if they know they're not starting in the playoffs, but there's always opportunities for huge pinch hits. So the bench depth, and you got to get them confidence built over the course of the season. So I think we're on the right track so far in terms of like roster size. I don't think it's an issue.
And that was also part of my thing with, you know, not playing the first game and then in the second game coming off the bench and stuff like that is because in the first game I said, I was like, guys, like point blank, we have 18 people on this roster. People are going to have to rotate. This is the way the game's played here, like it or not. And to me, it was like, listen, I'm going to set the tone by staying on the bench and letting everyone get as much playing time as I can. And then I'm going to filter in as other people filter out. But it's like just no one's too good to be in or out. Like it just, that's the way that we're going to do it here. And it's kind of worked, I think, already. People like are coming off the field and saying, you know, hey, take me out if you need it, you know, or whatever. Like it's
huge,
which is nice. And it's like guys that should be out there being like, I want to play every inning because, you know, like maybe they don't play weekends and stuff like that, but it's not. It's like completely unselfish, and it's been pretty nice for these first 3 games.
Yeah, I think that's very well said. Couldn't agree more. Cool. So before we look at our pick results, let's actually take a look at the standings. We can take a look at the home run leaderboard really quick as well. So here's the standings through 3 games. So VFW and Peterson, only undefeated teams left. Monahan and VIP, the only team still looking for a win. Everybody else is somewhere in the middle there. We'll go to KP first. Any reactions to these standings?
As far as Tormeo goes, I like seeing the low runs against. That's always a positive sign. I know we'll hit eventually. Everyone, you know, still working back to swing. So I like seeing that. You know, we're a defensive team. That's how my theory was when I built the team. But I would say not really too many. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Cooch. I thought Cooch's team was going to be a little better as far as that. I thought they were going to be able to hit and score some runs. I knew fielding for them was going to be suspect, but I'm sure they'll get in the win column this week. Monahan, I mean, they can't start off hot. You got to get the whole league against us thing going. Like that's their MO. You know, you got to get the grit, build up the. J-Rose chirping me right now. Sorry.
Is he watching?
He just texted me. Oh. But no, I'd say it's still early to tell, but I'd say the league is definitely balanced. That's for sure. I don't really see. I couldn't tell you who's going to be top 3 at this point, honestly.
Yeah. Colby?
I think for me, it's almost the other end of the spectrum with Peterson. Like their runs for being 72 is pretty impressive.
Yep.
You know, out of 3 games, that's really nice to have. And not to say that I didn't think they were going to be like a good team, but to throw out 72 runs, that's a lot of fucking runs. So
Yep.
I think that is probably, one of my biggest takeaways of this so far.
Yeah, I think for me, Peterson definitely is the biggest one that sticks out. Because that was one of those teams, a lot of new guys. It was hard for us to say before the year, how's this going to work out? J-Ro honestly didn't even know how it might work out.
Right.
So,
He was just ready to build a vibe and go, which I love.
Yeah.
But I mean, in softball, when 90% of the game's mental, building a vibe is what makes wins happen. So
yeah. And obviously still super early. Last week I was pumped on, I was hyping up NHI and Torromeo, and they both didn't have great weeks. So it happens every week. We're going to see surprises throughout the season. I think KP, you might have mentioned Monahan. I kind of expected this start for them a little bit, but this would be like the time. If this was the stock market, this would be the time to like buy the dip here. And maybe let them, like, I could see them maybe starting. What were they, 1-6 to start last year?
It was ugly. Yeah.
Yeah. So TA
TA's
will rally the
about
troops.
turning the burners on, seeing who he's moving, who's not.
Yeah. I was going to say TA will rally the troops. It might not necessarily be the current troops.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's talking about it.
Yeah.
The market's open.
Yep. Sorry.
It's a nice thing about having the draft, the trade deadline, I should say, push back. There's going to be a lot more time for trades. Yeah. Very little trades so far, but curious to see if that'll pick up towards the deadline.
Yeah.
And then not much else. I think VFW. I don't think that should surprise anybody. The interesting part to me, the 3 wins by a total of 7 runs. So they're playing, really close games.
I feel like last year at the beginning of the season, or at some point in the season, it was like the wins that they were having were like 40 runs. Like huge.
Yep. So I mean, their roster is loaded, so they will hit. But so they have to be encouraged by the fact that they haven't been playing great offensively. It looks like, but they're still finding ways to win these games and clearly playing great defense. They've let up the least amount of runs in the league. So, that's a team I haven't seen. Peterson, I haven't really seen play at all, just because of I've only been there for 2 nights, and one of them was at Twardowski, and they were playing at the same time. So. Yeah. I haven't seen them at all, but we'll see them next week. All right. So I do have the banner set up for this, Colby.
Oh, let's go.
The pick standings here.
Okay.
So if we take a look at our picks last week, for Monday night, Colby had Peterson and I had Phantom. We both had Buckley. We both hit there. I had VFW over Torromeo. He had A&D over Monahan. I got Peterson. And then on last night, I wasn't there, but I swept. I was 3-0 last night. Colby was 1-3. And then he had Monahan. He had Monahan for his pick of the week. And I had NHI. And
so that's an extra point there for you.
They snuck that one out. Yep. So as we look again at the standings here, Colby 5-6. We didn't get any guest picks last week. But Kyle will give us some picks tonight. Guest pick still 2-2. I'm 7-4 with the 1-0 pick of the week. Good start for your boy.
Coward.
Awesome. So getting into the picks here. So for next week, we do the Legion games.
You are such a stud with Excel. It's like unreal.
I do
I
it a
look
lot.
at Excel and I get confused.
So we'll do that. We'll do it like we did last week, where we will do the 6 games that we pick every week, and then we'll go back and we'll pick the showcase.
I can't believe you're not going to be at the 7:30 A&D Buckley
I know, man.
showdown.
It is so sad. Like, I'm so mad that I went to that Celtics game last night. Like, just what a waste. What a fucking waste. Like,
That place would have blown up if that win was taken down.
just, I mean, I was so happy to be there for 46 minutes and then just so devastating.
Yeah.
And now, because I honestly, in my 10 years in the league, I've probably missed less than 15 games in my 10 years total.
Mhm.
So I'm missing 2 of the first 3 this year. 2 of the first 5, which sucks. But all right. So let's get into the picks here. So starting off first game here. Again, we're gonna snake draft. So Colby will go first, then me, and then KP. So first game here, Phantom Gymnastics versus Holtz at Twardowski. Colby, who you got?
6:30 game. I like Holtz.
Got Holtz here. I think this is an interesting game, Mitch versus Dearborn. This is the 2 teams that made the big trade.
Yeah.
We'll see if those 2 guys are there. I am going to go with Holtz in this one. Phantom has been letting me down, and then they blew us out last night. So
I like Rusin showing up again. That puts Gio out in the field. That gives their leadoff hitter there, starting pitcher. Like, I just think it's a huge like X factor for them. So I like that.
Yep. KP.
Yeah, can I text Rusin first? Make sure he's going. That's a big game changer here on this pick.
He said he's actually going to NHI instead.
Oh, Jesus. I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to go with Holtz also.
All right. We got a sweeper for our first game.
Coward.
Next one, Buckley versus VFW at the Legion. KP.
Give me VFW.
Got VFW starting out 4-0. I'm going to go Buckley here. Colby.
I don't think Hartson makes this game, and no disrespect to Martinoli, but I think VFW rolls them, especially at Legion.
Rolls them. Whoa.
Rolls them. Okay. All right.
No offense, no. Wasn't being rude. Just I think they're going to finally have a breakout game. I'm saying.
All right, we'll see. 7:30 game, VIP versus A&D.
A&D.
I'm going to take A&D here. Does Cooch get his first win here? I'm going to say yes. But TB's back. They had a close one with us. They had a close one last night, I think. I think they're going to break through. Cooch going to get his first win.
Yeah, I'm gonna take VIP here. Prime time at the Tell. I think they're gonna turn it around.
All right.
Can't wait to sweep that one on you guys.
Moving on to Wednesday, we got Holtz at the Legion. They are playing Monahan. KP, who do you got?
I'll take Monahan here. You got it.
All right.
I'm gonna work on the back. He'll be ready to go.
It is tough that Monahan is 0-3, and they're playing the hottest team in the league on Monday. So they very well could be 0-4 going into this game here. And I think they will be 0-4. But so I'm going to say there's no way a TA team starts 0-5. I'm going to go with Monahan as well.
Oh man, that's a tough one. They've already burnt me, so I'm going to go Holtz because Monahan just wants to have their way with me anyways.
All right.
I think, again, though, like Holtz is kind of starting to come together. Dearborn's getting his head in the game. Rusin will be there, hopefully, for the 6:30. Maybe Tommy's not ready to play yet. I don't know. So there's my logic.
So Colby's got Holtz sweeping next week. Big 7:30 game here. Very bummed I'm going to miss this one. A&D versus Buckley. What a shame I'm missing the game against you, Colby.
What a shame. That's on you. That's on you, buddy.
What a shame. You're going to go A&D.
Yep.
I'm obviously going with the Buckley boys. KP.
Got to go A&D here.
Any
Right.
reason? Any reason?
If you were there, I'd say Buckley all day. There you
Wow. Pump my tires a little bit, huh? All
He's
right.
not giving you a promotion, dude. You're not getting paid.
go. You get paid for this?
You get paid for this. So game 6 here, and then we'll pick from the other 4, what we want for our showcase game, and then we'll go back and we'll do picks of the week. VIP versus NHI at Twardowski. KP, who you got?
Give me an HI here.
NHI. I'm gonna also take NHI here,
I'm gonna go VIP.
and Colby's gonna go VIP. All right. So our other 4 options for the other game: Peterson, Monahan, NHI, Torromeo, VFW versus Phantom, or Torromeo versus Peterson. I think I think
like Torromeo Peterson.
that's what I was thinking too. Torromeo Peterson.
What's up,
I was thinking-
Edward?
Hi, how are you?
No
Ted's
Teddy.
here.
No, Teddy's here. No Tony, I would assume this week. Torromeo's got 2 830s.
Yeah. Tony said, see you in 2 weeks.
Wow. So he'll be there for BP at 5. He'll leave around,
Yeah, we'll leave around 8:30.
8:15, 8:20. He'll leave.
Yeah. He'll stay there till 9 actually, and then leave.
He's like, "What inning is it for the 7:30?" It's 6, Tony. All right, I gotta go.
All right. So Colby, who you got?
Oh damn. I've been pumping a lot of Torromeo tires.
Pump him one more time. I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pump him one more time. Torromeo, this one.
I'm gonna take Peterson.
Ah,
I just got to stop picking against them. They keep winning.
saying Peterson gets their first loss this game. Torromeo.
All right. Now we got to go in. We got to make one of these as your pick of the week. Shout it out when you know what yours is.
Pick of the week. Torromeo. Rolling with the boys.
Well, that's the only rule is that you can't pick your
Yeah,
own
you
team.
can't pick
for
yourself.
pick of the week.
You
So
gotta tell me the rules now. I look like a clown.
yeah, that's the one rule. So
I'm gonna say pick of the week is VIP getting their first win against A&D. Lock that one in.
wow, that's a bold pick of the
Wow.
week. That is a
They-
bold.
VIP's got a lot of, they got a lot of boys that want to show off in prime time.
I think I'm gonna make mine the sweep game. I'm gonna go with the Holtz
Oh my.
at Ford.
2 weeks in a row because I was going to go Monahan in this game is my pick of the week. You're saying this one?
No.
You're saying
Up top, up against Phantom.
Okay, that one. Okay.
It's a bold play. I
So
like
you
it.
got Holtz against Phantom. I'm going to take Monahan versus Holtz as my pick of the week. Monahan boys, don't let me down. Awesome. All right, so that's our picks. We're getting pretty good at this, like keeping it to almost exactly an hour. Like this, it almost seems like we have this like
Yeah, this ain't
actually
bad.
planned out to like the minute, but we don't.
Gotten a lot of compliments on this for about this Merrimack minute.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Kyle, for joining. For those who didn't see it, the Discord, I had no idea what Discord was before J-Ro posted about it on the Facebook. I downloaded it. It's pretty cool. Guys are in there. It's basically anonymous. You can just create your own, whatever name you want. But looks like a lot of people in there mixing it up. Chambers is
Yeah,
catching some
someone
shit
speak
in
up
there.
on who's the Toto.
Yeah,
I don't know
who's
who
Toto?
Toto is.
Yeah, I don't know who Toto is. I went with Prez, so it's pretty obvious who I
Speaking
am.
of Chambers, he friend requested me today, and as the most overrated player ever, I'm not accepting.
Yeah, you should decline that.
He can simmer in my weight box.
But this has clearly been a conversation going up for before this year, but it was Chambers wanted to foot race Greg Kelly. Chambers actually went as far as to text me like 3 weeks ago out of the blue. It was just like, who would win in a race, me or Greg Kelly? And I was just like, I have no idea, dude.
We're gonna get that going.
I have no idea. Go on the Discord. There's a video of it. They did race. They raced.
I love it.
They raced on, I think it was Monday night. They raced.
And who got it?
And Greg Kelly smoked him.
Smoked him.
Smoked him.
Smoked him. Did you see the video, KP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
no,
he didn't smoke him. It wasn't by like 10 yards. Like they ran pretty far. Like they went from home plate to like almost the foul pole, I think.
Yeah, it was way further than I would ever want to run.
Yeah,
That's for
it was
sure.
pretty far. They also went in the infield, which I was surprised. I don't know why. I guess the Legion grass isn't great to run on either.
Yeah,
so.
that's it's an ACL waiting to happen out there.
Yeah. I guess it's better to just run on the dirt there. But yeah, so if you want to see a video of Chambers getting beat by Greg Kelly in a foot race, check out that Discord. The J-Row posted the link on the Facebook. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here. So Kyle, thanks for joining us tonight. Any final words for the fans?
I don't know. I got one hot take.
Oh, okay.
It's not that hot. It's I think I'd say Joe Venturini is going to get suspended at least one game this year for blowing box.
Wow.
For sure. Might even be Monday night. Someone might have chirped him up a little bit, but
who are they playing Monday night?
The boys.
Oh, they're playing you. So you're thinking he's going to hit it at you?
Oh, I'm in for a shitstorm that game.
So you're like asking for it.
So I might.
Good, then get him tossed. He said it. He said it.
He's getting tossed.
Yeah.
He's getting tossed. I'm telling you right now.
We'll see. That's an interesting battle for you to pick. So
Cooley would probably be pumped if you got hit.
I wish you luck. Yeah, Cooley
would
probably
be honestly. He'd probably just laugh.
Yeah. So awesome. Colby, any final thoughts?
No, I'm gonna post this tomorrow on the Merrimack page, and I will post the Discord in the comments as well, so that you can join in on all the combo.
Perfect. So until next Thursday, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.